Hi, I'm Mike Baker. Welcome to National Arts. In 1983, the musical Blood Brothers by Willie Russell opened to critical acclaim in Liverpool. It went on to enjoy successful runs on Broadway and in London's West End. The play tells the story of a working-class woman who's forced to give up one of her infant twins to an upper-class couple. As the years pass, the twins meet and become friends, unaware of their blood relationship. Reprising the roles they played in the original Broadway production, now on national tour, are Petula Clark as the troubled mother and David Cassidy as Mickey, one of the twins.
It's gonna be a long, long, long Sunday afternoon. Just killing time and kicking cans around. Try to remember jokes I knew. I tell them to myself, but they're not funny since I found it's gonna be a long, long, long Sunday afternoon.
On a human level, the strength of this play is unlike the big hit musicals that have become the trend in the 1980s and 90s are the gigantic spectacles. This is, on a smaller scale, more like a play, so that the actor has to perform. You have to go out and do your task every night. The strength of it is the humanness in it. And for me as an actor, it's given me a whole new life and a whole, the part of my career that people forgot about is the fact that I started as an actor. I started in the theater. I got nominated for an Emmy for Best Dramatic Actor, but people really think of David Cassidy, they think of light comedy or a singer or the pop aspect of my career, which was, you know, so successful early on. And the part I never was, I mean, I was always proud of it and the fact that I achieved all of that, but the part that was very frustrating is that I knew I had the whole other side, and as an actor, this has got so much dimension. The part has all of the joy and the lightness and the humor and the comedy, as well as the darkness.
I think you've gotten your message across, because this takes a fine actor to be able to not only show the youthful innocence and the pubescence, but then to be able to show a certain enthusiasm about life on its brim, and then all of a sudden to have your hopes dashed and to have to suffer the indignity of a lost job and the harsh realities of life. You exemplify all that, and only a good actor could do that.
Well, you know, thank you for that. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me that people come that were not necessarily fans of mine or people that know me from television or from my records, but people who have seen a lot of theater, and to get people to have their perception of you changed in one performance is an enormous task. I know, because I've been trying to do that for years, and it's taken me years to have people sort of take off the blinkers about me. And it's a joy to go out there every night and to do it and to watch and just feel what happens to people as they see this guy's life. It's an incredible life to live. Yes, it's an amazing life to portray every night, and it takes everything I can do.
It's like everybody's just stayed in there. Or maybe I woke up too soon. Am I the last survivor? Or is everybody dead?
It's a great task, a great challenge for me, and I've never played a part. I played this part for 9.5 months on Broadway. I had never played a part beyond 6 months. And usually by the fourth month, fifth month, you're going, whew, really about time for us to move on, you know, and this is something else. I didn't get to the bottom of it in 9.5 months. I kept finding new levels of it. And so when we left it for 3.5 months and came back to it to do the national tour of it, it presented a whole new set of challenges for me, because my brother was no longer in it, who played my twin brother. It became more difficult for me because I had to find new ways of relating to this guy and things that I didn't realize that were so inherent because he was my brother, that were there, the levels of the emotional levels. I had to work a lot harder because I had to get out of the old patterns that I had with my brother as an actor, and get into it with Tiff Luckenbill, who's the actor playing my brother now. So in a lot of ways, it's a whole new play for me, and I'm liking it a lot still. I'm amazed how much I still enjoy it.
And I'm sure that you feel, even though you've done it for 9.5 months and are now on the road with it, that you're continuing to grow, which can be part of the process, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, certainly when you do something that's successful, a lot of actors, I'm sure, have gone on and done, I mean, I know actors who have done parts for years. I hardly think I could sustain it for years without breaks. You can't, this kind of a part just takes your life from you. And it's great. Every day I thank God for it.
Linda mentions toward the end of the play that she doesn't know whether she wants to let the little girl out, and how freeing that must be to let the little boy or the little girl out. And you are able to do that every single night.
Yeah.
I mean, you are able to play adolescence, and I think that's freeing.
Whenever you talk, it's a dangerous thing to talk about because it puts people off. They go, what do you mean? Well, I get to play 7 years old, and well, how can you do that? Well, sitting here and talking about it, I can't. I can only tell you that when I get in that room and I put on the shorts and I take on the character, that to go out and play 7 years old is a dangerous thing to give an actor because you can do almost anything you want. Mickey can get away with almost anything he wants to get away with. He has the charm, the tools, the skill. And he's lovable enough to where he could, eat the scenery and it would be okay. I think that the guy, the part that was written, the role that was written that Willie has given the actor is so freeing in itself. And, to go out there and do that every night, I never had to study 7-year-olds. I never tried to play Act 7. I just took it back inside myself and remembered being what it was like for me to be 7. And as I've never really felt comfortable about giving up the kid in me and fully embracing this adulthood, it's very easy for me to do that.
You had tears in your eyes when I saw you at the end of the show. You get up for the curtain call, tears are streaming down your face.
It's such a great piece of work because it takes you there.
Are you surprised by some of the themes that in 1983 were so important that continue to be so, and even more so, perhaps, when you look at the whole discussion now in this country of orphanages and welfare children?
Yep.
And the first thing that hits you in the face in this play is that.
Willie Russell came and saw it, he's been he's the most successful playwright in Britain, and that's saying a lot considering what we're talking about here. He's also someone who is highly critical, I think, of his own work and of this play. And he said, it's the best production I've ever seen of it, which astounded me. But he also said that he felt the play was more poignant now than it was when he wrote it, before it ever became in the form that it's in now. He did it locally, like in Liverpool, and they closed it down. Then they took it to the West End in '84 or '86 or something, and they closed it down again. And then they brought it back in its current form, I think in '88, when it won all the awards. So it's had some life. It's not for cynics. It's a play about humanity, and it's a play that really revels in people who are willing to let go. And you have to, as audiences come and see it, you have to be willing to let go. And sometimes the sophisticated, highly pseudo-intellectual finds it difficult to do that.
But this is a working class
Oh, it's a
play,
working class story. It has a lot of those themes.
And so that superficial 2%, no, they may not appreciate it. But
No.
I think the bulk of America that sees this play
Oh, yeah, well,
will
that's
have
why
a
it's-
healthy appreciation for what these people are going through.
That's why it's become so successful.
And look at the whole movement in terms of employment in the world and in this country.
That's right.
Once you could get a job, you could work your way up, you get your gold watch at the end of your life.
Exactly.
No longer. Here, I mean, here's this young man on the brink of happiness and a new family.
Yeah.
He's probably one of their best performers. He's out of work. He's rifted. There's no compassion here.
Well,
it's just cut and dried.
It's called smash face, and when you get it like that, when life does that smash face to you. People reel from it for oftentimes, and this guy's misfortune of being in an economic environment that is deprived. In Liverpool, if you've ever been there, the working class, it's all working class, although as the middle class disappears here as well as everywhere else in the world, it becomes more and more poignant. And I think that was Willie Russell's point, is that it's really, there really is a rich and a poor now. So yeah, it's really very strong. The themes are very strong, but what it's really about is the triad for me, about the brothers and they falling in love with the same girl. That triad, as it grows and as it expands and it contracts, and how it pulls itself apart. When it busts apart, the whole play in the last 30 minutes just goes 100 miles an hour.
I get the feeling that as you do the national tour and more people see your acting skills, that it will make it all right to do just about anything you want after that. You can go back to the concert tour like you're talking about maybe next summer. You can continue to be successful in writing songs for like the Larroquette show and whatever. It's going to open the doors for you, and it's going to make them comfortable for you to go through again.
Well, it has already, and I thank you for that. I think that, you know, it's the kind of work that now is available for me is the kind of work I've always wanted to do. This part has provided me with that. This show has provided me with that. I get very excited doing it, and I think what it's meant to me is a life experience for my family, for the people that have supported me from day one, my friends, my brother, my mother, everyone that has seen me in my own life and my own career and go through my own hardship with not being able to do the kind of work I wanted to do, being basically thought of as a has-been and someone who was out of the business, because even though I chose to be out for a long time, when I wanted to come back and do the work, it wasn't there for me. And I suffered a lot, you know, the scorn of all of it. And it's meant so much as a life experience to me. Blood Brothers has been the most significant piece of work I think I've ever done.